Hello and welcome. We are from Group 5. My name is HERNG and my group mates are NURHAZIQAH, ATHIRAH and ZA'IM. Today, we will present and talk about visual communication. Let us take a look at this sign here. What does it tell us? We can tell that this is a no U-turn sign. So, while driving in this area, we are not allowed to make a U-turn. So just by looking at this sign, we are able to understand the message that it is trying to tell us. This is an example of visual communication. But what is visual communication exactly? Visual communication is one of the three main types of communication, along with verbal communication and non-verbal communication. It uses visual content to send messages to the viewer, so when someone sees it, they should be able to understand the message it is trying to show. Some common examples of visual content can be pictures, diagrams, charts, infographics, videos, and screenshots. Visual communication is a great way to pass information because it creates meaning more effectively and efficiently. And also because it grabs your attention. The majority of people respond quickly to pictures, visual images, rather than text. So for example, if we compare these two pictures here, the one on the right will get the viewer's attention more because just by looking at the picture on the right, we are able to tell which part will be the time and date. So what can we present visually? There are some ways to convey and present information through visual content, such as presentation, data, procedure manual, we can do report, diagram, and many more. And all of this can be used to visually convey and send information to viewers through visual content. Now here's the key. Text is used only when necessary. So if we take a look at this sign here, what can we tell by looking at this sign? Some people might be able to tell that this is a wet floor sign or slippery when wet sign, and others might be unsure. So in this case, short-term text will be used to make understanding better. So like this, it becomes obvious that this is a wet floor or slippery floor sign. Visual communication goes a long way. Before we have computers for graphic design and infographics, people back during the Stone Age have been trying to leave messages and information in the form of painting, like cave painting, to usually talk about their hunt. And we progress, and then we progress, and we have ancient Egypt with art and paintings that tell us their customs and way of life. And then we move on to the Renaissance era, and then now, where we can utilize visual content to convey information and ideas. Now, visual communication has many examples, but today we are just going to focus on two of them, which will be information or data visualization and visual storytelling.
Information visualization. Information visualization is data or information that are being represented using charts or graph to amplify cognition, which help the audience to process the ideas that are being delivered. Most of the numerical data are encoded using dots or lines to visually communicate a quantitative message. From the line curve shown in the slide, people can tell if the country is facing a fast spread or low spread of virus depending on the shape of the curve. Fast spread means that the rate of infection is high in a very short amount of time, while slow spread means the rate of infection is low. What type of chart will display your data efficiently? So basically, there are various types of data visualization techniques, such as represented using chart or graph, tables, or map. These techniques are used for different purposes. Here are the example of data visualization technique represented using pie chart, line graph, and bar graph. From the bar graph shown in the slide, it simplifies all the data of number of votes for different types of cereal. Both of the X and Y axes are being labeled to help the audience to understand the data visualized in the bar graph. It is obviously spotted from the bar graph that the highest number of votes is 6, where they choose live cereal as their favorite. Information visualization should include these 3 things. First is accuracy, second is timeline, and the last one is completeness. So what we mean by accuracy is all the information that are being accessed is deemed reliable, and every aspect of the data needs to be studied in order to ensure its precision, either from numerical history or measurement. So second one is timeline. Good data analysis slices data in many ways, looking for pattern which emerge over time. A huge amount of data from different time frame, which are represented using numbers on a spreadsheet, it will cause confusion. Hence, the new and current data are more valuable to an organization rather than the old and outdated data. So the last one is completeness. Partial information may as well be incomplete information, as it may only show a small part of the story.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, my name is ZA'IMUDDIN. So now I'm going to continue with the second example of visual communication, which in this case we're going to talk about the visual storytelling. So what exactly is visual storytelling? Visual storytelling is where a story is being told primarily through the use of visual media. Visual media is actually the source of information in the form of visual representation, which in this case we can take a PowerPoint as an example of visual media. Not just that, visual storytelling actually have the capabilities of making complex stories easier to understand, which as a result, it delivers a more impactful messages. It also makes stories imaginative, modern, and relevant for readers as they could possibly be. Visual storytelling also leaves a more long-lasting impression on the audience. There was actually a research done by the Social Science Research Network, and they found out that about 65% of people are visual learners, meaning that most of us, the message stick when we see it. So now the visual storytelling should include this element. First is entertainment. So visual storytelling should be able to hook the readers or audience in the first few seconds, which can be done by the animations or an interesting topic. Or it can also be done by using appropriate colors that can attract the viewers or audience. Second, education. Visual storytelling should give information so the viewer is better educated on the topic. This is, for example, you have to put messages in the stories, and you can also spread awareness through visual storytelling, for example, sexual harassment. So this is actually a YouTube channel that use animation to make the viewers understand about variety of topics. They have about 13 million subscribers. Their goal is to inspire people to learn about things that people are actually curious about. They also believe that humor and a good story to tell is just as important as straight facts. So this YouTube channel is actually popular because of the colors and unique animations that captivates the viewers. They also narrate in a way that is interesting to listen to. So this YouTube channel doesn't just post videos and pictures, they also narrate the videos and pictures to help the viewers understand better about certain topics. The topics are usually, for example, they talk about aliens, egg. You can actually look it up on YouTube. Their videos are also engaging. They also discuss about topics that are mostly relevant to life. Next, this is actually a movie called The Red Turtle. They don't have dialogue. It is completely movies, just videos. They do have background sound. The animation is actually quite great. They deliver message quite well. So this movie can prove that even without words, you can still understand messages that are delivered through visual communication. That's all from me. Thank you.
So how does visual storytelling complement information visualization? As a recap, visual storytelling is the use of media such as images and videos to convey messages, whereas information visualization is data or information conveyed in graphs or charts. Data storytelling utilizes data visualization to bring an important takeaway or concepts in life. When CFO is trying to explain why performance is rising or falling, for example, relying on densely packed spreadsheets obscures the message, whereas visualization highlights it. In many cases, the best tool for visual storytelling is the right data used in the right visual form. It also simplifies the data. A story is worth 1,000 pictures. What does that mean? It implies that the data delivered, even if it's complex, even if there is much numbers, people will not get confused and will not have a difficult time understanding the data. Using only graphs or charts in some cases is not enough because there is too much data. People will have a hard time remembering because there is too much information being processed. So in conclusion, visual communication as a whole is an important tool for everyday use in life. We use it for presentation, office meetings, social media posts, and much more. Visual communication clearly brings more benefits and should be used more often, in my opinion. It is also a more effective way in delivering messages than verbal communication because it brings more impact to the people. People can relate, people can understand quickly, clearly, easily, and it is statistically proven that people tend to remember more of what they see.